You stand up. You know exactly why. You're going to the kitchen to get something. You step inside, and it's gone. Completely. You're standing in the middle of the room with no idea why you came. Everyone has done this, and the reason is stranger than just being forgetful. Your brain did it to you on purpose. The exact instant you crossed a single, invisible line. It feels like a glitch, a small failure. For half a second, you wonder if something's wrong with you. But it happens to everyone, the sharp and the scattered, the young and the old. It's so common, it has a name. And it isn't a sign your memory is failing. It's a sign your memory is working exactly as designed. The clue is in one detail you've probably never noticed. It almost always happens right after you walk through a doorway. A psychologist named Gabriel Radvansky noticed this and decided to test it. He had people pick up an object in one room and carry it somewhere to set it down. Sometimes they walked a certain distance within a single room. Sometimes they walked that exact same distance, but through a doorway into a new room. Same effort, same time, same task. The only difference was the door. And the people who walked through a doorway forgot more, reliably. He ran it in real rooms and in virtual ones on a screen, and the result held. The doorway itself, not the distance, not the time, was doing something to memory. He called it the doorway effect. Here's what's happening, and it connects to something deep about how your mind works. Your brain doesn't store your life as one long, continuous recording. It breaks it into chunks, separate events, and it marks the edges between them. A doorway is one of those edges. An event boundary, the exact same mechanism that makes time speed up as you get older. Radvansky's name for the bigger picture is the event horizon model. Whatever scene you're inside stays live and reachable, right up until you cross its horizon. The moment you cross it, your brain makes a decision. That last scene is over. It takes everything you were holding, including the reason you stood up, and files it away with the old room. Not deleted, filed. And it becomes suddenly harder to reach because your brain has already moved on and started loading what it thinks you'll need now. The intention to grab your phone was perfectly relevant in the living room. Across the threshold, your brain quietly bet you wouldn't need it anymore. Usually, it's right. Occasionally, it's wrong about the one thing that mattered. Now here's the part that should unsettle you a little. You'd think this is about your body physically moving through space. It isn't. Researchers found the same forgetting when people moved between windows on a computer screen. And, this is the strange one, they found a version of it when people simply read a story in which a character walked from one room into another. No real doorway, no movement at all, just the idea of crossing a boundary, and the reader's memory for the previous scene got harder to reach. And researchers pushed it one step further still. In one experiment, people never took a step. They simply imagined the walk, stood in place, pictured a familiar room, and mentally moved through its doorway. The forgetting followed anyway. A door that never existed, crossed by a body that never moved, was enough to make the brain close the file. The doorway isn't in the wall, it's in your head. Your brain will cut the scene on an imaginary door just as readily as a real one. Think about that. Your brain built a wall that was never there, and then obeyed it. So if this is so inconvenient, why would a brain be built this way? Because it isn't a flaw. It's housekeeping. Almost everything you were thinking in the living room is genuinely useless in the kitchen. If your mind dragged every thought from every room into the next, you'd be drowning in clutter. So it clears the desk at each boundary. 99 times out of 100, that's exactly what you want. The 100th time, It clears the one thing you needed, and you stand there, blank. And here's the proof that nothing is truly lost. Walk back. That old trick works for a real reason. Returning to the room you started in reinstates the whole scene. The same surroundings reactivate the filed-away event, and the buried intention floats right back up. You didn't forget. You just walked away from the folder it was in. I want to be honest with you, because the truth is more interesting than a clean rule. The doorway effect doesn't happen every single time. Under some conditions, researchers find no forgetting at all. And in others, a boundary can actually sharpen your memory for the thing you learned right beside it. So this isn't an iron law. It's a tendency, a glimpse of a system that's usually invisible. And that's the real reason it's worth thinking about. Your brain is doing this constantly. Every conversation that ends, every task you switch, every room you enter, silently chopping the seamless stream of your life into scenes, deciding in real time what to carry forward and what to let blur. You never notice, except every once in a while, you cross a doorway with a thought in your hands, and your brain files it half a second too soon. And for one strange, empty moment, you actually feel the edit. The blankness isn't your mind failing. It's your mind working, caught mid-cut. So the next time you walk into a room and the reason evaporates, don't be annoyed with yourself. You just watched your own brain draw a line between one moment of your life and the next. There's something else hiding in how your memory chooses what to keep, though. Some moments don't get filed and forgotten. A handful of years, early in your life, get burned in so deeply they outlast almost everything else. Why those years? That's next time. Some of the strangest things in the world are the ones happening to you every single day. You've just never stopped to ask why.